Hello, it is me, Ikakus, back again with more stuff that I'm making. I took the day off today, so I decided that I would do some studies and film it, cause I don't know. Morning warm-ups are pretty important, especially if you plan on drawing all day, which is part of the reason I took today off of my job, was so I could work on some art, because I haven't had a day to just do that, and I don't know, I deserve it. So yeah, usually I just pull up Pinterest. I have it on my iPad over here off screen, and just try to draw random poses and just general moving my hand to get it warmed up, so that if I do go and try to make something like a full piece of art, I'm more, I don't know, I know the word is warmed up, but I don't want to keep using it, but I'm more open to it. I don't know, but I try to do warm-ups first to get the bad art out first before diving into something crazy. So yeah. Ahaha. My cat is sitting behind me and he's purring very loudly, and I'm kind of hoping that maybe the phone will, or the phone will pick up the audio, but I really doubt it, and especially if I'm gonna put some music behind this, which I usually do. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna get started on this. I have a picture of someone swimming in some water. It's a very dynamic pose, so it might be a little messy, but it's okay. I always try to do some shapes, I feel like that's a pretty normal thing that most people inclined to art do, is figure out the shapes of the thing that they're drawing first to help kind of lay it out. And when I find it's helpful when I'm lazy and don't use a reference, which you should always use a reference if you feel like you can't get something down correctly, or the way not correctly, but like the way you want. I would always try to find some sort of reference to go off of here. Like this, I feel like I couldn't do this pose like just off the top of my head, and sometimes I can, and I'm like, well, this looks great without a reference, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I should have at least tried to find something to go with that. And usually I go on Pinterest, Google. I'm sure there's another website I can't think of the word or the name of it, but it is, you can't necessarily like look for a reference that you want specifically, but it's a good, it just gives you random poses, and it like times it for you, so you don't have to like look for them yourself. Oh, I just got a Twitter notification. Should have turned that off. That's fine. I'll let everyone believe I'm popular on twitter.com. But I think it's line of action, something along those lines, that it's like a timed practice thing, and I used that for a while, especially when I was like really trying to practice poses and figure drawing. But now I usually just use Pinterest, because it's a little bit more dynamic to me, and I don't tend to pull up the same images, because I was running into that problem a lot, where it would just reset, I guess, and pull up the same things that I drew. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with making or practicing with the same poses, but I don't know. I just like Pinterest more. I'm a little Pinterest guy, you know? I find it very Pinteresting. Alright, I'll leave. But yeah. Yeah, I can tell I haven't really drawn in a hot second, because this is it's a little rough, but that's okay. That's the idea of the warm-up, is to help you kind of wake up your hand muscles. My friend's cat scratched me yesterday, right where I hold my pencil, so that's fun. She is an enemy of artists, apparently. I probably won't get too detailed with this, just because I'm warming up. That's another issue I have. I always try to get every single detail in these when sometimes I really don't need to. I just need to get like the basic idea here of shapes, movement, all that. So, you know, yeah, good enough for the first one. What else do I have here? Let's do some shoulders. I always try to throw some shoulders in, because I realize that, especially when I don't draw from reference, I have a rough time figuring out how the neck and shoulders kind of work together. So I've been trying to, you know, work on that a little bit. This is a quite broad-shouldered individual here. He is doing some sort of martial arts with swords, which I enjoy that. So. It always helps when I find the subject of my warm-ups a little bit attractive, so. It's also, I'm trying not to shake the table, so it's a little bit more difficult to draw with my hand elevated here, because usually I have it laid down and I'm like this, but I didn't want to cover it, so we're gonna get used to that. The cat left and I don't know where he went, and that's terrifying. I hope he is not causing trouble. Sometimes he is a naughty boy. I love him, but he's kind of stinky and likes to get into the garbage, because he's like, you don't feed me enough, even though he's not overweight, but he's a little chunky boy, you know? Sometimes I'm always like, oh, he's gonna get into the trash, because he decided it's either we haven't given him enough attention, or he's like, my food bowl isn't full all the way, and I don't like that, so I'm gonna knock this trash over and see what's inside there. It's quite rude. Also, I just want to show off my coffee mug here. It's a little ghost. Sick as hell. I'm unfortunately addicted to caffeine, so I have to have caffeine every day, or I cannot function. I get really bad headaches, and it's funny because I used to not be that way, but things happen and you become an adult, and then you're like, I just want coffee, I just want to feel something. So you drink coffee every day. Well, I don't drink coffee every day. I try to get either tea with caffeine in it, or there's these like sparkling ice water drinks that taste like blue raspberry, like super sour. Tastes like candy. It's crazy. But they have like zero, I think it's 0 calories, 0 sugar, like 0 everything, because it's just like flavored water, but I'm not sure how they get the caffeination in there, and I kind of want to know. It's crazy. I'm just gonna draw an eye. Sure. Why not? I never really pick a specific thing I want to do. Like only one thing I want to do for a warm up. I usually just scroll on my I guess it's For You page, but on Pinterest instead of TikTok. I guess that's what it would be called. I'm not really sure. Oh, TikTok. Bane of my existence, I'll say it. I go through phases of sitting on that for too long, or just like never opening it and then having a billion messages from people sending me things that they're like, this is you. I'm like, yeah, you're right. That is me. It's always something cursed. They know who I am, unfortunately. I like there's funky makeup going on in this reference image here. And it's very colorful, so I can't really recreate it with regular lead here, but I do quite enjoy it. Oh, speaking of makeup, for Valentine's Day, which was yesterday, well, I did it Saturday, but I decided to do some sort of elf like Valentine's makeup, because even as a gray aromantic person, I like Valentine's Day. Just the aesthetic of it, not maybe the romantic aspect of it, but I like the hearts and the reds and stuff because I'm gay. But I dressed up as like an elf, and I had to shave my little goatee and mustache to do makeup, and I look like a baby, and it's really funny. I felt naked. I still feel naked without it. There are memes in here. Didn't know Pinterest had just memes. I thought it was just... I don't actually know... I don't know what Pinterest is, like how it works still. Like, do people post on Pinterest, or is Pinterest like a weird specific image browser? Like Pinterest itself looks through the internet. I'm not quite sure, and you know, I'm not gonna look it up because I'm lazy, and I don't care that much. But I'm probably just gonna use another page here because I don't feel like resetting where I'm drawing, and I don't know if that will be off kilter here. Make sure it's still in frame. All right, I've got a picture here of a very 90s-esque aesthetic living room, and I wanted to draw the perspective of this table here, because I realized that in order to learn how to draw backgrounds, you have to try to do it rather than just being like, oh, I'll just study bodies and then I'll just magically know where to put them, rather than figuring out perspectives and foreshortening and how to make characters fit into said backgrounds. So I'm trying to force myself to work on that. I don't know why I laughed like that. Sometimes I laugh like the Minecraft witches, and it's a little bit funny. I don't know if I could do it now, because I woke up a little bit ago, so my voice is a little bit tired, so. But maybe I'll try it in a second here. I gotta clear my throat, but. I don't know if that sounded good, but I'm gonna pretend it did. And I feel like everyone who does happen to see this and does comment should be like, wow, good job, Ikikis. You did the Minecraft witch laugh really good. That'll make me feel validated and loved and pretty good. So if you do that, I don't know, I'll do something probably. I'll send you an IOU card in the mail. And it's applicable at any Target store. Sure. That's not real. Please don't believe that. I actually don't, I'm not a fan of this aesthetic here. Of this old, like, maybe not 90s, but like 80s, like everything's white and like, and it's like an off-white. It's very minimalistic too, and it just reminds me of growing up a little bit too much because as a child of divorced parents, I would go back and forth, and my dad, my sperm donor, if you will, did not know how to make places comfortable to be in, so it just reminds me of that, like, very outdated and cursed, it's a cursed liminal space for my personal experience here. Kind of cuts off there. This area. You know? The only reason I don't like this fancy ass pencil is that when I erase, because it's a twist eraser, when I erase, sometimes it'll just like go back in and I have to ask myself why it does that shit. I just want to erase, for fuck's sake. I just want to grill, for God's sake. I unironically really like that meme image of that, like, clip art mid-40s dad where he's in front of a grill and says, I just want to grill, for God's sake. Like, I feel like subconsciously that's the energy I want, is I just want to grill. Even though I'm a vegetarian, so I wouldn't really grill anything except for like some vegetables, I guess. I usually just eat them raw, which is funny because I hate raw vegetables, but I do it for the health factor. But yeah, I wouldn't really have a need to grill, but I don't know. I'm trying to put out good dad vibes, even though I will never have children, but I'd like to be, do you know what I mean? I'm trying not to sound weird, but I like to be a comforting male presence in everyone's lives, because there's not enough of that energy of good male presence. It's usually just like angry, not usually, but it can be angry energy, and I try not to do that, you know? And I guess I have the advantage because I am trans, but Which, if you're a transphobe and you're watching this, got him. Had to take a sippy of water. Remember, be hydrated, kids. All right, I drew a room, kind of. It's a very minimalistic room, and I would not want to be in it, but I still drew it. Excuse me. Sometimes I burp. It's true. And I'm not gonna edit it out, 'cause I'm only human. There's a lot of anime images, which is funny, because I don't look up anime things very often. Which, speaking of anime, I started watching Naruto, not by my choice, but yeah, that's a show. It sure is. Getting a lot of earring images, which is really weird, because I haven't looked up earrings in 30 years on anything ever, because my ears they closed, which is unfortunate, because I want to do the e-boy thing where I wear one earring that's super long on one side of my head. I found a random pose I kind of like here, so I'm gonna use that. This is kind of fun. It's relaxing. It's nice to just talk to myself. Usually I just play music very loudly, or I watch some guilty pleasure shows like Hoarders, or oh my god, it's awful. I watch Dance Moms because I just like to see how abhorrent humans can get, I guess. It's free pain. I would listen to podcasts while I draw, but I usually try to save those for work, because I don't always want to listen to music at work, because I do inventory stuff, so I don't have to interact with customers, so I can have music and like headphones and stuff. So I usually listen to podcasts and all that jazz. So I try to save those episodes for work rather than at home, because it makes the day go by really quickly, which is what I want, because I work too much. I feel like that goes for a lot of people, especially if you live in America. I don't know for other countries, but I could imagine some, obviously, or most, especially capitalistic ones, not to get political, but the having to work most of your waking hours sure is shit. And I, for one, think people deserve more time to be humans in their house and wherever. I mean, right now in your house, please be in your house. But you know, everything's driven by money, so why is this person on a stool? Like, what are you doing up there, friend? Crazy. You nuts. I say as I stand on stools like this all the time. I'm a very small individual, so I always tend to do these like balled up ways of sitting and laying, just because I'm small. I'm just a little guy. You wouldn't hit a little guy on his birthday, would you? Having a little bit of an issue figuring out this knee here, because it's... Doo-doo-doo. Okay, and then pants. Yes. Cool. We'll figure it out eventually. Practice makes it better, you know? I think about it too, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't perfect or, you know, super great, but it's a lot better than it would have been a couple years ago. Especially because I learned that you have to practice, especially references. Oh, I remember in high school, I was a jerk. Not a jerk, but I would not listen to my art teacher when she was like, you can't draw your Homestuck characters for every assignment, or your Sonic characters in middle school and stuff, and it, yeah, they were right. They're like, you have to practice, you know, other things other than just what you feel like drawing in that moment, which I can, yeah. I definitely think there should be a little bit more creative freedom there, especially in high school, but I can, now that I'm older, I can appreciate it more, at least with the learning how to use references and practicing a little bit of still life and all of that. Like, yes, there are lessons there, but it's really hard for especially younger people to not have that. They want to express it, and I expressed it through Sonic characters. Which I am, in fact, valid. I'll say it. You can't say I'm not. This person's very pretty, and I wish to look like them. I have that issue a lot. I always look at pretty people like, God, I wish I looked like that. Even though I might look pretty to other people too, which can be a nice thought. My friends tell me I'm pretty, and I think I'll believe them, so. And I think my friends are pretty too. I'll say it. Not to get gay with the homies, but if you're my homie and you're watching this, you're pretty. I'll say it. I so badly just want to play Skyrim right now. At least later, I know I will want to. I'm actually enjoying just kind of spouting stuff that comes to my brain right now. And I hope whoever is watching this is finding some sort of, maybe not even entertainment, but just calming vibes, you know? But I can also have not calming vibes. I can have exciting vibes, but I am tired right now, so I don't want to. His name is Beebus. Alright. I think that's a good enough light warm-up for today. So, I think I'm gonna stop filming, because I got other stuff I should work on. But, thanks for watching, if you did watch this far. I hope you enjoyed my little talking to myself while drawing random stuff on Pinterest. Yeah. I don't know. Have a good day. Hydrate. Tell someone they're pretty. Go ahead.